How you doing, everybody? This is Michael the Drain Guru from Just Drains LLC. Right back at you again. We were going to talk about staying in business. We hit that a little bit. We're going to get back to that, but we're going to get back into machines. A lot of people have been asking us about different drain machines they need to buy. And if you are the newbie, if you're just out here in the drain cleaning industry, which is $1 billion industry, if you're just out here and you want to know what you need to be buying, what you should purchase, new or used, first machines, I'm going to give you a couple. We run with General Wire. We got a General Wire machine, a Sewermatic that we got back in the 80s. We still run it every day. We get anywhere from 35 to 45 calls a day. We still run that machine every day. We don't have any problems with it. General is a great machine. We have a rigid, a couple of rigid machines. We have a couple Spartan machines. All good machines, but pound for pound, General gets down. We use General. I would recommend anybody, if you're going to go out and get your first machine and you're going to have it for a while, something that's going to take a beat, you definitely want to go with General. General comes with a 3/4 horse motor. We've never had a problem with it. A lot of guys say that they burn motors out. I don't know how you burn a motor out, but guys do it. Anything's possible. Things do go. But as far as equipment-wise, as far as something that's going to work with you, be with you, and get you through those tough jobs, General is definitely a great machine. You have quite a few different machines out there. You got the Sewermatic. You got the Power V, which is a handheld machine. You also have the 92 General Sewermatic, which is a great machine. General has a slew of machines. They also have a team called the Drain Brains. You can call them for contents, or you can call them for information or guidance on what you want to get, or you can call us at 215-879-8459, and we can also give you an idea of what you need. But first machines, or a machine that's going to get down with you day in, day out, is a General. Like I said, you got Rigid out there, you got Spartan, you got Montana, you have Dual Eel, and excuse me, they're great machines too. But people ask us all the time, what machine are we using out there every day? And it's General. Because like I said before, pound for pound, it gets down. They don't pay us to advertise for them. I speak about General because I believe in General. I've been using General, like I said, since the 80s. So I would recommend anybody, first machine, second machine, third machine, backup machine, whatever. Definitely want to go with a General. And then you can do a trickle-down effect, or basically go with what you like. Now, as far as buying new, used, it's up to you. There's a couple different ways you can go. If you're tight on money and you're just coming on out, if you know a plumber or you know a drain cleaner that's going out of business and he has equipment and he wants to get rid of it, and you know that equipment is not beat to shit, hey, purchase it. We have a saying in the industry that drain cleaning machines and plumbing equipment, it never goes bad. The plumber dies and the drain cleaner dies. That's the only thing that happens. Equipment doesn't go bad. So what I will say to you is this: in some situations, it all depends on what you have financially. If you can't afford to reach out and buy everything new, there's nothing wrong with buying used. You have some people say, well, you don't buy used, you don't have a warranty. That's bullshit. The bottom line is this: if you know your equipment, and that's another thing too, men and women out there that are in this industry, you got to know your equipment, and you also have to know how to work on your equipment. Just don't be one-dimensional. It's basically just like driving a car and then being able to drive a stick. You want to be able to change gears, because if you don't know how to work on your equipment, you're at the mercy of somebody else. But General is a great machine. We use that every day. I would tell anybody to go out and get a General. Then you also have Spartan, you have Rigid, you have Montana, you have Dual Eel. Great machines, but our machine of choice is General. So, and like I said, they have different variables. They have the Sewermatic. Well, they don't make the Sewermatic anymore, but I'm still running the Sewermatic. You know what I mean? I'll show you the Sewermatic eventually, and you guys will be like, wow, you got that back in 1980. What? Yeah. But you have the 92. That's the machine by General. You also have an M88, that's a sectional by General. You also have a mini router, that's by General. You have the Power V, that's by General. And I may be going a little fast, and I'm going to touch on machines even more because everybody wants to know about machines. But I'm going to touch on cables right now. You have all different size cables. You got cables with inner core, and you got cables without inner core. Cable that has inner core is going to be more stiffer than a cable that doesn't have inner core, which is a little more flexible. Inner core cables is great for long distances, or if you're going through something that you're really going to need that torque. Now, what I will let anybody know about drain cleaning. Drain cleaning is a very physical business, so you got to be in shape. Don't think you're going to be out of shape and not do it. And I'm not a big fan on power feeds, even though the machines do come with power feeds. I will tell anybody, even though we may have a power feed on our machine, which my machines, some of my guys run the power feed, but I don't run power feeds on my machine. My machine is all manual in, all manual out. Now I will put a power feed on if I had a long run. Like if you got a 200 run, I'll run out 200 manual, and I'll come back power feed. I mean, not power feed, but I'll come back with the feed on it to retrieve it. Not to say that I won't pull back manual too, but I'm not a big stickler. I'm not big on manual feeding for the simple. I mean, power feeding. I'm big on manual feeding, but power feeding for the simple fact that a lot of times you don't feel the cable, and we come across this a lot with plumbers, with the homeowners, with the drain cleaners that are taking and they're feeding the cable in with the power feed, with the feeder, and it binds up. And the reason it binds up is because you can't feel what that cable is doing. So I always tell guys, you got to become one with that cable. You got to get your hands on it. You got to feel it. And once you do that, or once you start doing that, you'll find that you'll save a lot as far as breakages, because you can feel when that cable's starting to bind up. But if you're feeding that automatically, which I see a lot of guys do, they'll sit on a bucket and they'll just they'll feed that cable in with the automatic feed, and it will bind and loop and jump around in the line and jump backwards in the line and kink up, and you can't get it out. I've seen that happen. And they say, well, why did it happen? Well, if you were feeding it manually, you would have felt it when it hit something. But when you're feeding with that automatic feed, you got that handle down on it. It's just feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding. And I will say this again, and this video is probably going to be longer than a lot of my other videos because I'm big on this. The machine is dumb. The machine is dumb. The machine is only as smart as the operator. So if you want to be the person sitting on the bucket, taking a lazy ride out and saying, well, I got the machine, I'm going to let the machine do the work, you're going to have problems. You're always going to have problems. The machine is only going to do what you make the machine do. So if you set the machine up at the drain, if you put the cable in the drain, and if you sit on a bucket and you pull that automatic feed and you let that machine feed into that drain and kink up and snap, the machine didn't do it, you did it. The machine is only doing what you're making the machine do. So I'm telling everybody out there, at some point, you can't be doing the automatic feed. You got to feed manually. Now, I'm going to tell you this too. Now, if you feel that you came up with some bright idea that you don't have to do this, you need to get out of this industry. Because you got to put your hands on that cable. If not, you're going to go through a lot of cable. You're going to be doing tons of dig ups. And I see it every day. People go and they rent that machine, and the homeowner does it because they think it's simple, because they've seen it on some show. It's not that simple. And for you guys out here that are going to come out here and get a piece of this billion-dollar industry, I will say to you that you guys are going to have to feed manual at some point. For me, I feed manual all the time. I love the workout. You know what I mean? I love the hustle. I love the sweat. I love the workout. I mean, I love it. You know what I mean? So I'll feed manual and I'll pull back manual. I've done it. I did it 6 times a day, and I'll keep on doing it. But it saves a lot of headaches. Not to say that you won't have headaches, not to say that you won't get hung up, but you got a better chance of not getting hung up, or you have a better chance of not breaking that cable or getting that cable hung up if you're feeding manually. versus feeding it automatic. So that's just my take on it. As far as machines, what I will say again, like I said, we definitely run General. Okay, General for us, pound for pound, it gets down. It has never let us down, and we swap drums out all day, all night. And that's another thing too. People always ask me, they say, "Well, you talk about swapping out drums so easily." Well, if you do it enough, eventually it's second nature. And it's like anything else. It's a learned process. So you learn how to do it. You're not going to learn it overnight. It's a process. And I will tell anybody about this industry. It's $1 billion industry. But remember, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So if you have a master drain cleaner in your life, which I was very fortunate to have, my uncle Alexander Hickman, master drain cleaner, to teach you. I mean, become a sponge and suck it up, because I still call my uncle today and ask for advice. And I'm 51, and I've been doing this thing over 33 years. So we're going to talk about more equipment. We're going to talk about what we need to retain customers going forward. We're also going to start talking about trucks and vehicles and what you need, inner city, outer city. We're going to start talking about jetters. We're going to be talking about everything. And like I said before, this is Michael, the Drain Guru. And see ya.